Hello food lovers, today we're ditching the regular pasta and diving into a world of deliciousness with roasted spaghetti squash. This amazing veggie is a fantastic, healthy alternative to your usual pasta dishes. It's packed with nutrients and has a naturally mild, slightly sweet flavor that's just begging for delicious toppings. Imagine this. Tender strands of spaghetti coated in a rich tomato sauce, sprinkled with herbs and topped with melted cheese. The best part, this dish is incredibly easy to make. With just a few simple steps, you'll have a restaurant-worthy meal that's sure to impress your family and friends. Get ready to unlock the secrets of perfectly roasted spaghetti squash. It's time to get cooking. Before we embark on this culinary adventure, let's gather our trusty ingredients. Don't worry, you won't need a long shopping list. Here's what we'll be using. 1 large spaghetti squash. Choose one that feels heavy for its size, with no soft spots or bruises. Olive oil, we'll use this to drizzle over the squash before roasting. Salt and pepper, a pinch of each enhances the natural sweetness of the squash. That's it, just a few simple ingredients are all you need to create a culinary masterpiece. Now that we have our ingredients prepped and ready, let's get to work on the star of the show, the spaghetti squash. This versatile vegetable is not only delicious but also a fantastic low-carb alternative to pasta. First, preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit or 190 degrees Celsius. This temperature is perfect for roasting the squash to bring out its natural sweetness. While the oven heats up, give your spaghetti squash a good rinse under cold water. This helps remove any dirt or debris that might be on the skin. Pat it dry with a clean kitchen towel. Ensuring the squash is dry will make it easier to handle and cut. Next, we need to cut the squash in half. Place it on a sturdy cutting board to prevent it from slipping. Spaghetti squash can be a bit tough to cut through, so be careful. Take your time and use a steady hand. Use a sharp chef's knife and a bit of muscle to slice it lengthwise from stem to end. This will give you 2 even halves. Once you've halved the squash, use a spoon to scoop out the seeds and stringy bits from the center. This part can be a bit messy, but it's essential for a clean, delicious dish. Think of it like carving a pumpkin. Make sure to get all the seeds out so you have a nice, clean surface for roasting. Roasting to perfection. With our squash prepped and ready, it's time for the magic of roasting to work its wonders. Roasting brings out the natural sweetness and enhances the flavors of the squash, making it a delightful addition to any meal. Drizzle the cut sides of the squash with a generous amount of olive oil, making sure to coat the entire surface. The olive oil helps in caramelizing the edges, giving the squash a rich golden brown color. Season liberally with salt and pepper. Feel free to add other spices or herbs like garlic powder, thyme, or rosemary to elevate the flavor profile. Place the squash halves cut side down on a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. This ensures even cooking and prevents the squash from sticking to the pan. This will prevent sticking and make cleanup a breeze. Parchment paper is a kitchen essential for hassle-free cooking. Pop the baking sheet into the preheated oven and let the squash roast for about 45 to 60 minutes. The oven's heat will transform the squash into a tender, flavorful delight. You'll know the squash is done when the skin is easily pierced with a fork and the flesh feels tender. This is the perfect texture for a variety of dishes. The roasting time may vary depending on the size of your squash, so keep an eye on it. Larger squashes may need a bit more time, while smaller ones might be ready sooner. Enjoy your perfectly roasted squash. Creating the spaghetti. Once the squash is roasted to perfection, remove it from the oven and let it cool slightly. Once it's cool enough to handle, use a fork to gently scrape the flesh from the skin. The squash will naturally separate into long, thin strands resembling spaghetti. And there you have it, your very own homemade spaghetti made from nutritious and delicious spaghetti squash. Serving up your masterpiece. Now comes the fun part. Serving up your culinary creation. This is where all your hard work in the kitchen pays off, and you get to showcase your dish in the most appetizing way possible. The beauty of spaghetti squash is its versatility. It can be the star of the show or a delightful sidekick to your main course. You can enjoy it with a variety of sauces, toppings, and sides. The options are only limited by your imagination. For a classic Italian twist, toss the squash strands with your favorite marinara sauce, sprinkle with grated Parmesan cheese, and garnish with fresh basil leaves. Feeling adventurous? Try a creamy pesto sauce, crumbled feta cheese, and toasted pine nuts. The combination of flavors will elevate your dish to a gourmet level. Roasted vegetables, grilled chicken or fish, and a side salad are all fantastic accompaniments to this versatile dish. The possibilities are endless. You can mix and match to create a balanced and nutritious meal. So there you have it, a simple and delicious guide to making perfect roasted spaghetti squash. It's a dish that not only tastes great, but also looks impressive on the plate. It's a healthy, flavorful, and incredibly versatile dish that's sure to become a family favorite. Whether you're cooking for a special occasion or a weeknight dinner, spaghetti squash is a winner. For more delicious and easy-to-follow recipes, head over to Cast Iron Stovetop. Our YouTube page is packed with culinary ideas that will inspire you to get creative in the kitchen. You'll find a treasure trove of culinary inspiration waiting for you. Happy cooking! Remember, the best dishes are made with love and a dash of creativity.